Hello everyone and welcome back to Gran Turismo 7. Today we will be doing the 46th and final menu book, the Historic Sports Car Masters. So we have 3 races to do, one at Goodwood, one at the Nürburgring and one at Spa. And this is a set of races for cars, road cars built from 1960 to 1989, so any car within that range to a maximum of 580 pp. So we can get some decently fast cars in this class. So yeah, without further ado, I think we should just get into it. The Historic Sports Car Masters. The first race we are going to do will be at Goodwood, and then we will move on to the others. So yeah, let's head over and see how this goes. The car we are going to use is the Di Tommaso Mangusta, so we'll see how that goes. And yeah, we will get on the way for the first race. Don't know a lot about this car, but it sounds pretty awesome, and unfortunately the handling maybe not so. Tremendous understeer, because back in the 1960s and early 70s, whenever this car was made, they didn't have tires, so they stuck potatoes on the wheels instead. So yeah, that was a little unfortunate. And yeah, we don't have a lot of grip in this car, but we'll try to find our way through the field anyway. But unfortunately, as we cut straight onto the end of the race, you can see this car just wasn't going to cut it, and we only managed P5. We could probably get a little bit higher up the field if I drove better. It does take some getting used to, so I thought, you know what, let's take the challenge and try to improve. So next attempt, we do improve, and we finish in P2 with the race leader just up the road. So there is definitely the possibility for this car to win, but I just need to put the whole race together without making any mistakes. We go on again, and you can see we're closer. This time we even make contact with the race leader, bump them off the road, but ultimately we still couldn't quite make it. We fall just short by a matter of a couple of meters. So yeah, it's beginning to be a little frustrating. So you know, it's a tough one, but anyway, we go on again, and this time we will show the full race to see exactly how it plays out. Straight away, one overtake down the inside, easy peasy. We a bit of contact there as we try to make the second there off the road, but we're not going to worry about that as we try to line up the car for the next straight. This car it's like driving on jelly. The suspension is all over the place. You have to be so careful putting down the power and applying the brakes, turning the steering wheel. It is a delicate operation, and we're going full send, throwing it into that corner, so no delicacy there. But we are trying to, of course, keep up the speed and drive quickly. So it's a tricky balance, because as soon as you get too confident, the car snaps and you find yourself in a barrier. There's my alarm going off. So it's yeah, it's a tricky balancing act. We're finding our way through the field pretty quickly. It's mostly when I'm having to dodge around other cars where I find myself getting into trouble. Usually driving on my own, just you know, between catching up to cars. It's not so bad. So we continue to push on, bit of contact there as we try and find our way through, get a good exit out of that tight chicane and onto the main straight. We make the move, and we're up into P6 by the end of the first lap, so a decent start to this one. We've got another pair of cars right in front of us now as we drift our way through the first corner, and yeah, the higher speed stuff is where this car really struggles, where the load on the suspension is far greater on one side to the other through the high speed corners. It's really tricky to manage. But we're doing our best. We've got a Corvette in front of us now as we're going to make the lunge down the inside, and hopping over the inside curb there, we get through and move ourselves up another couple of spots through that and up into P4 now. So decent progress. Let's catch up to the next car. And about 15 seconds later, that is exactly what we do, is we take to the grass to make the move there. The car surprisingly stable in that maneuver. And as soon as we get into the braking zone, the sliding begins again, as we need to try and get around this corner. Thankfully there's a runoff there, because that's exactly what we did, and ran off the road, but we're able to navigate our way through the next chicane just fine. Now we can give chase to the top two. Halfway through the race now, and we catch up to the second place at Lamborghini Countach. We make the lunge down the inside and get through relatively easily up into P2 now. We move on then to the final lap of the race. We still have the leader a ways ahead of us, so we're going to need to try our best to catch up. We have a bit of a wobble through the first corner, but carrying fairly decent momentum on the exit, as we're on the horn racing down towards the next complex through this flat out right hand of the car, sketchy through there, and we're gaining in a straight line. This car quite good in the top end, and now the lunge down the inside over the curb, and we get through, move ourselves up into first position. Now we just have to hold it steady through the rest of this lap. It's actually a very tricky circuit, Goodwood. It looks quite simple on paper, and you know, is relatively flat, but it's in a car like this, it can be very easy to get caught out. So yeah, we just need to get through this last couple of corners, and we should be in the clear. Just got this right-hander here as we're into the braking zone now, and the last chicane. It's all we have left to deal with before the finish line. So we're actually catching up to some of the back markers. So quite a speed disparity between first and last. I don't think any of the races will have more than 5 laps, but if they do, we'll need to watch out for them. But regardless, we cross the line to take victory here at Goodwood at long last. Only took 3/4 of an hour, but we got there eventually. And yeah, that was a tricky one, but it's done. We can move on to the next one. So yeah, let's head to Belgium and start the next one at Circuit de Spa. So here we go. This track definitely should suit our car with how quick this thing is in top end speed. The Kemmel Straight and the run through Blanchimont will be very, very quick. So I imagine this race should come much more easily to us, whereas Goodwood is certainly more handling focused in terms of which cars the track tends to favour. So anyway, we run through Eau Rouge and Radion, bit of contact there, but we'll make our way through eventually, as we are now lining it up along the Kemmel Straight, and here comes the top speed blazing on past and up into the top 10 now. So very good start for us in the opening sector. Let's see if we can continue to gain ground as we head through the head through Lecombe and towards Malmedy. It's a much slower lap than in a Formula 1 car, but you can still have a lot of fun in this car. It's an enjoyable car to drive. It is a real challenge to keep this thing under control as we go for the lunge down the inside, and slowing it down a bit too much for the corner there, and I did find myself doing that on occasion. But anyway, we've made that move. We've got another 2 cars scrapping away in front of us. The Shelby there making the move as we get past both of them and up into P7 now. So very good progress in the first half of lap. Let's keep pushing on. And it's only a short matter of time before we catch up to our fellow Di Tommaso. We go down the inside and we might grab the other one, the Corvette there as well. And we make the double move and up another 2 spots into P5. Now we've got 4th place right in front of us. We'll go to the left, and we will also take that position, move ourselves up. We've just got 3 cars ahead of us now, so let's see if we can catch up to them. And by the time we get to the end of the lap, we catch up to the Miura, which was so fast at Goodwood, but here at Spa, the two Lamborghini Countaches have taken first and second place as we go for the move down the inside of the Miura, and I was just squeeze it in there as he's on the slide, and we can't make the move. We'll stay behind for a little bit longer. Along with this next straight, we should be able to get this move done pretty easily, I think, as we build the speed and go for the move down the inside into Eau Rouge, and up and over that curb, bouncing off the wall, and that has not gone particularly well for us. But I think we will actually still hold on to this position and maintain the third place, at least for a moment, as the Miura is coming back at us now down the inside. I think we should have better straight line speed as we go back to our more familiar camera angle, and that helps us get through the next couple of corners neatly and maintain that position. So third place now, got the race leaders not far up the road, so let's catch up to them. And by the time we get through Stabilo, that is exactly what we have done. We got one of them on the exit, we should get the other one along the run towards Blanchimont, and we'll do that to the inside as we try and find our way through. We're getting a lot of understeer through there, we forced them a little bit wide, but regardless, we take the position and move ourselves up into P1. And that is where we remain for the rest of the race. We finish in P1 and take first place here at Spa, and tick another race off the list, off the menu, and now we've just got one left at the Nürburgring. Little concerned about this one. This car does not handle any challenges particularly well. Okay. Well, that's something. Let's give this another go and see if we can make it through the first corner this time, because that was most unfortunate. So here we go. Oh, for goodness sake! Are you serious? This car just has no controllability through turn 1. We'll give it another go. We've had 2 practice runs now. Surely this will be the one. Let's make it through the first corner. And there we go. We've done it. 140 something to go as we now... Okay, never mind. We got caught up on top of that curb and plunged ourselves into the outside wall. And now we rejoin the track and start spinning. So let's try this one more time. But maybe the combination of a very difficult car and a very difficult track may prove to be a little much. We'll see as we do make it as far as we have so far, but then again the slightest slide through the right-hander and the car just loops around, and there's just no controlling it. So we're gonna retire that car and bring something a lot more familiar. We got the Toyota Supra from 1988. We've put a couple of upgrades on it. It's on the Sport soft tires, which will definitely help. And straight away, this platform is far more stable. So definitely made a good choice of car in this instance. The Di Tommaso was just a little too sketchy. So yeah, this should be well, an easy one now, as we're racing our way through the field up into 13th place already, as we go for another lunge down the inside. And look at the confidence we've got now. As soon as we get into a car that can behave itself, we are absolutely flying and just making moves just for fun, as we are up now into P11. We'll probably grab the top 10 as we head through this slight right-hander up over the crest into 9th position. Late on the brakes there to complete that move and up into P9. So yeah, this car is infinitely better than the Di Tommaso. I kind of regret not choosing this car to begin with, but anyway, we will learn from that and use Supras more often, because this car is really good. We smashed into the back of the Porsche there, not causing too much of an issue for either of us. We actually helped them make a move, I think, on the GT350. But regardless, we're up now into the top 6 in what is only a fraction of the lap here at the Nürburgring, up into the top 5 now as we continue to work our way forwards. And we've got the podium right in front of us. Such is the progress we've made in the early phase of this race. There's the Di Tommaso that we were driving previously, and we'll see if we can make the move to the inside, and we'll just about get through. We've got a Corvette in front of us as well. We'll switch to the inside to give him a bit of a bump. It all got a bit too congested there, but regardless, we get through, and we're up now into 3rd position. So very good progress in the opening, probably not even half a lap here at the Nürburgring. So let's continue pushing on. Bit of a mistake there, but we managed to recover it without losing too much time. So yeah, we've got the Ferrari 512 BB in front of us now, so let's see if we can make the move around the outside, sneaking through, and we've got that position. Only the race leader in front of us now, Lamborghini Countach, once again. So let's see if we can chase them down as we head through this series of right-handers onto a straighter section. Now the straighter sections will still suit us, but I think this car is just good everywhere, and we'll make the move around the outside. We can't quite get alongside, but this next section we should be able to get through. So we draw alongside, and with slightly better straight line speed we'll get the job done. Into the braking zone, we are through, and up into P1. So we move on now to the hardest part of the circuit, the ending, and a bit of a little off-roady moment there, but we managed to gather it up and slow it down before we get to the last complex of corners. And now through the final corner, we'll line it up onto the straight, put the power down, and it is going to be race victory here at the Nürburgring on the first attempt in this car, and that is satisfying. This car is really nice to drive, this Supra, so yeah, far better than the Di Tommaso. So yeah, that is good, and we can now, well, we've actually finished all 3 races, so yeah, it'll be time to head back to the cafe, collect our reward. It was only a 4-star roulette ticket for the final menu book, which seems a little bit sad, but regardless, we will get that, and we'll get the prize money for this race, of course, 60,000 credits rather, and all 3 races are done, as we now see Luca back at the cafe, and we can collect our reward. There it is, a 4-star roulette ticket. I mean, I get those every day basically whenever I play the game for the daily marathon. It usually gives me a 4-star roulette ticket, occasionally 3, sometimes 5 or 6 if it's being generous. I haven't seen a 1 or a 2 for a long time. But anyway, yeah, we will now head to the thingy and spin this and see what we get from this roulette ticket as we go spinning, and it's not going to be a good one. That was probably the least valuable prize of the lot. It's only 10,000 credits, so that's not too much of a reward, unfortunately. So, bit unlucky there, but regardless, we have an extra menu we can complete though if we just buy a couple more cars, so that is exactly what we are doing now. It is the one for the Toyota 86 collection, so we're going to buy this one, the Toyota 86 GT. And this one, the GR86 RZ. So with the cars now in the garage, we can complete this menu book. Another 4-star roulette ticket is the prize, which isn't great, but anyway, We have all 3 cars, so we can collect our presents and learn about these cars from our favourite Italian Muppet. There it is, 4-star roulette ticket and collection, Toyota 86. The Toyota 86 Hachiroku belongs to a 3-generation series of FR sports cars. It is an absolutely stunning collection. The historic original models are the 1983 AE86 Corolla 11 and Sprinter Torino. While the basic Corolla and Sprinter were being reborn as space-efficient FF vehicles, a sporty coupe version of the 11 and Trueno was developed with a tried-and-true FR drivetrain, a first since the 1972 first-gen 11 TE27. Inheriting the FR sports car history of the AE86 11 and Trueno was the Toyota 86, which went on sale in 2012. The same can be said of its successor, the GR86. It is a lightweight and manageable car. Thanks to its FR combination, it is extremely approachable and allows for endless possibilities when it comes to motorsports and tuning. Alrighty, let's go and cash in this roulette ticket then and see what we can get. So yeah, another 4-star roulette ticket. The last one was not particularly fortunate for us, so we'll see if we get any better luck. With this one, we get a car, which usually is a good thing. We get the Genesis G70 3.3T AWD P package apostrophe 22. Right. Cool. That is a South Korean car. I believe it's Hyundai. Like a different sort of branch of the company or something, I don't know. But regardless, the unfortunate thing is we actually already have one. So that's another dud, unfortunately. And yeah, we'll have to probably sell that. But anyway, we actually have one more historic sports car Masters race at Willow Springs. So yeah, I only discovered this one a bit later. I don't know if it was added later on or if I didn't notice it to begin with. But yeah, I found this one a while ago. So yeah, let's do this as we get going for racing here at Willow Springs. Typically not being my strongest circuit, but this is the better version of Willow Springs, so we'll see if this can go alright for us. We do have a good car. Obviously we won at the Nürburgring in this car. We're still using the Toyota, so yeah, we will see how it goes. This race is not part of the original set, obviously, of 3 that we did. That was you know, not part of the menu book, this one. But anyway, let's continue making our way through the field. We're up into 11th position. We'll see if we can make that 10th and then maybe an even 9th position round the outside. And this has been a fairly strong opening stanza of the race for us. Up into 9th position, and well, we'll make that 8th, maybe even 7th and 6th by the time we exit this next straight and into the next corner. And we do so and move ourselves up into P6. So a very solid start. We might even grab 5th by the end of the lap. Have to be a little bit cautious here because this corner really tightens up on the exit, so we have to be a bit careful. It gets sharper and sharper, and there's a little point there on the inside where you can see it lines up with a straight, but it's very easy to get caught out and run wide on the exit. Thankfully we kept it nice and tight to the inside on that occasion. We have found ourselves up into P5. We've got 4th place right in front of us. We'll probably go for the dive here into the right-hander, and we'll make the move down the inside, move ourselves up into 4th position. It doesn't take long for us to catch up to the next car. We'll straight away make the move to the inside, up onto the podium. So we're flying through the field here at Willow Springs, only on lap 2. We're already up into 3rd place. Got a Lamborghini in front of us now, as we get a little bit wonky through the left-hander, but we'll straighten things up as we head on through this next very fast left-hander. We'll see if we can line up a move around the outside of the Lamborghini, and we get that done nice and easy. One car left in front of us, it's the other Countach, and these two have been very quick on the higher speed circuits, and we get through on the other Lambo and move ourselves up into P1, and that is where we remain for the rest of the race, and we will come across the line to take 1st place here at Willow Springs. I have a feeling I might have left the difficulty down a bit lower than perhaps it should have been for this race. It's a little unfortunate. It made it very easy, but regardless, it's done, and we can now tick that one off the list. So yeah, that is going to do it for this one, I think. Despite that being the last menu book, this will of course not be the end of Gran Turismo videos. There are still more races to do that are not part of menu books, and of course we have also got the driving missions and that last super license test that I only managed to get silver on. I still want to get gold on that one day. That is still a target I have, but for now that is still eluding me. I do give the go every now and again, see if we can get the gold on that, but I am yet to have a successful run. But anyway, for now that is all. And I guess the other thing is, whenever they add new updates to the game, they also keep adding new menu books as well. So there is that. But yeah, there will always be more to do as they continue to expand, add new cars and new races to the game. But anyway, yeah, like I was saying, for now that is all for this one, so I'll say thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. I really do appreciate it. Feel free to give me some feedback in the comments, it is always very helpful, and other than that, I will see you next time, and goodbye.